I'm going to take you through a story of somebody who retired without being prepared. I retired at the age of 44. I worked in the banking industry, got into employment in the year 1995. I hope I'm right with that. Rose very speedily to become executive director in one of the 5 big banks. I was number 3 in the bank. Earned over 50 million naira a year. Had all the perks of office. Lived in a 7-bedroom apartment with 3 sitting rooms. Had stewards. Had a nanny for the children. A cook and 3 drivers. I had 5 cars. 2 assigned to me and 3 to my wife. One of the cars was assigned to the children, and there was additional one that must be on standby in case something happens. I lived in a waterfront estate in Lekki Phase 1. I had all the attention of management. When I get into the office, the type of attention I get, you can't imagine it. Everybody is struggling to get my attention. When I go to church, I sit in the front pew, and people give me all the attention. When I go to my village setting and go to a ceremony, they sing my praises. When I get into the occasion, they sing my praises. Life was good. When it was my birthday, when I get phone calls and text messages, I can't reply all. Sometimes I get as much as 2,000 text messages. Life was good. I have all the attention from my wife. I was like a god in the house. My in-laws were at my beck and call. Life as a chief executive is very good. When I want to go out, if I want to travel, I travel with business class. When I get into any city, a police orderly and some bankers come to the airport to retrieve me. And when I finish going around, I come back to the airport. They put me in the plane. When I get back to Lagos, there's a police orderly, driver, 2 drivers, a police escort that takes me home. Life was good. So, I was to go on vacation. Got a business class for me and my family to go to Canada to spend the vacation for that year. When we were going, we went with business class. All of us. When we got to Canada, we checked into one of the best hotels, Marriott Hotel. Life was good. I had gotten an investment program that will allow my family have a different life in Canada so that they can actually go to school in Canada. So I got the residency. So I was just going to go to Canada to see how Canada is before coming back so that the children and my wife can go to spend time and stay there and become citizens. 3 days down the line, on the 3rd day of my vacation, I got a message on my phone that Sanusi has sacked 5 MDs and all the executive directors. I started getting pity calls. My phone was full. People were calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. So I quickly sold one of my house in Nigeria, registered my children in school, rented a place, and moved from the hotel to the house. Because I didn't have any plan to come back to Nigeria immediately because there was a lot of crisis in Nigeria for the bankers who were left. So life started differently. When I got into this rented apartment, one good morning, I've never had any domestic chores before in my life. Never done anything like that. So one good morning, my wife came to wake me up and said, you know, there's no maid in this country. You shouldn't need to go to school, so you have to take them and let them have their baths while I cook in the kitchen. I looked at her and I looked at myself. And I went to the bathroom. My daughter was excited, 6 years old. Oh, Dad is going to bath me today. When I got to the bathroom, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to touch and where not to touch. My daughter did not know what was going through in my mind. She was there excited, but I was just thinking, is this me? But I did it anyway. When I finished, they ate and the mother took them to school. 2 days down the line again, my wife came to me and said, I'm not feeling too well. Please, can you just go and make food for these children so I can take them to school? I went to the kitchen. Breakfast was easy to do. I made the breakfast. It became like a trend. My wife that used to worship me, and when I come into the house, it gives me all the attention, changed all of a sudden. And before I used to be husband, now I became partner. So I started seeing how she was talking to me. Sometimes she just come, I beg, you need to go work again. So at least I dey see you now. Today, make you take care of the children, not only make you work. Relationship became strained somehow. And I said, no, I have to create a job immediately. So I volunteered immediately and started going to one office so that I can go to somewhere and come back. So I don't stay in the house endlessly. When I got to the office, wearing my suit again, behaving as if I'm a banker, when I got into the office, like I used to go to banking where everybody would be looking at me and be running to me to carry my bag, nobody looked at me. I walked into the office and I was assigned to one white guy that did not go to university, that just had a secondary school degree to supervise me. I took it in my strength. I sat in the office. I was just trying. For me, I was volunteering to learn what they were doing. But I sat in the office and lived with it. So every time they'll be doing things, I'll be looking at them. I have so much experience. Somebody has been executive director of a bank. It's in the international firm where they do mortgage and wealth creation. When I enter the class, I will just sit down like they are doing their normal programs. So one day, every time we have that gathering, they will pick people that will give lectures in 5 different locations about different things. So a particular day came, and the guy that was supposed to give that lecture in that class did not come. So they were looking for who to do it. They were all saying, no, I can't do it. I said, I will do it. So they allowed me to do it. When I got into the class, some of the white guys walked away. And the class reduced to about 11 people in a class that was supposed to be about 30. But I went ahead and did the program. When I finished doing the program, gossip went back to everybody in the office that this guy is hiding from us. He has something that you guys need to know. When it was the next class, all the directors in the company, they came to that class and they said I must do the class. I just wore my elements and went to the class and gave my all and all to the class and earned my position in that place. That was when they called me. That was when they called me and asked me, what is your qualification? That was for the first time. That was when they knew that I was the executive director of the bank. And I was in the office playing and just doing everything they asked me to do. And I earned my position. But it was not as good as I wanted it to be. I started doing something in Canada that if we do in Nigeria, it will help a lot of people in Nigeria. And I said, what am I doing in this country? I'm not appreciated here. I can't make the type of money I'm making in Nigeria here. So why will I come and become a slave? So I told my wife, and the home was not as rosy as it used to be. Me that used to come to work, they would come and take my jacket. They would ask, what will I eat? Now I go to the kitchen myself and get what I want to eat. So life was not what it used to be. So I told her I wanted to go back to Nigeria. When I saw the price of ticket of business class, I said, no, I can't use business class. So I went to buy a ticket, economy ticket, and I booked my flight to go back to Nigeria. On the day I was to come back to Nigeria, when I got into the aircraft, walking away from the business class to the economy, I felt a reducing Francis. And I just was uncomfortable. I sat in the economy class. It became so difficult to stay in economy. The flight was the most horrible flight that I've ever imagined. Not in the way it is in my mind. I came down from the flight. Before now, I would see a lot of people running to me to carry bags, to do everything. I came back to nobody because the drivers have moved to other officers in the bank. They've taken their drivers. There was no security for me anymore. I carried my bag. When I got to reception, I saw my brother. Say, welcome. And I followed him. I didn't go back to Lagos again. I relocated to Abuja to start my life all over again in Abuja. When I came with a lot of energy. I started going to people that I've known, who were my friends, who were customers. The rejection that I faced with meeting people. When I go to any office, they say, you don't make all the money now. What if they go and find money for again? The bankers that were my boys, that have become AGMs and all that. When I go to them, that I do empowerment, I do training, they'll just be looking at me. Okay, we'll talk to you. I did that for some time. Then I went into my shell. Got withdrawn. I became very lonely. I became very religious. I would go to church and stay in church endlessly. When I go to the church, they don't look at me. Nobody knows me. When I went to a family gathering, that period, I went to the people that were, every Christmas I would send chicken, rice, and certain other people have started giving them. They didn't look at my face. The musician that used to call my name when I enter a place, I went to a function, it was just going on. I was waiting to hear my name, the name was not coming. So, one day I went to the church. I sat in the church there. And they said they wanted volunteers to come out. They wanted to do harvest. I just ran out. Because I was jobless. I was looking for something to do that would make me active again. So I went to the committee. They said it's harvest committee. When I went to the meeting, I sat in the back row. Just looking at what was going on. As they were bringing suggestions, I would raise up my hand. I would give them suggestions. When they talk, I give them answers. After some time, they just talk about, let's make this man a vice chairman now. Somebody that they did not know. I was just coming to Abuja for the first time, going to the organization for the first time, the committee for the first time. So people didn't know me in the church. They said they should make me vice chairman of the harvest committee. Power just came from nowhere. When I went to the podium, I stood in front of the podium and I told them for the first time we are going to auction a car in this church. And we are going to make somebody win a car. And I'm going to deliver it. They said, you can't do it, but who will give you a car? In 3 days, I had somebody that put a car in the church. The car was in front of the church for harvest. When I go into the podium, because I had this seeking for attention that I've lost all this while that people are looking down on me, I used the church as a platform to relaunch myself. By the time I finished doing the harvest, everybody knew me in the church. I created a new name for myself. I started doing volunteering. I opened an office, and I told people that want to learn how to be rich to be coming for free. I started going from church to church. They invite me, and I go to give a free talk. And when I did the free talk, this company was there, established by me, but I was running it by an Indian who was doing his own thing and making his own money. So I dusted it and said, look, I'm taking it back. Because I've gotten a lot of no's, now with the confidence, I went from office to office and started doing free knowledge sharing session. That's how I got NMPC. I told NMPC staff that I was coming to do a free knowledge sharing session. They should not pay me. And I went to the program. They invited their staff, and I went there and did a presentation to them. And I left them. They were looking for somebody to do this program. They give this program to people that are retired, that are NMPC staff. They are the ones that take the program. So, the GGM now say, GMD is going to be in this class. I can't afford to bring all these people that we have been bringing, that will come and read. We need somebody that can actually make us not get embarrassed. Somebody that attended my free knowledge sharing session said, we have somebody. And they sent for me. But I was away in America with my children on vacation. While I was there, I sent my staff to go and attend the meeting. When they got there, they got the consultant and my staff to meet and arrange to do the program together. When they finished their meeting, they sent me the report, not knowing that they copied NMPC with that same report. When I saw the report, I said, this is rubbish. How can you just teach old people? Nothing, to no story, nothing. I said, rubbish. And I did a new timetable, and I put what I'm putting together for you to see today. The NMPC GGM that saw it said, this is what we have been looking for. How come this man that is not here is the one that is telling us what we want? And all of you came. He started looking for me, but I was in America. So I told him I told her that I was going to come back a day before the program, not knowing that my flight was to be delayed in London for one more day. We had to wait in London. So she was expecting to see me that day, but I was in London waiting. So I called her and I told her she shouldn't worry, that I would land in the morning of the program. So in the morning of that program, I got to the airport in Nigeria. My suitcase did not come. I just abandoned everything and went to Hilton. When I got there, they were waiting. The program was already set like this. But because we're doing this in combination with the senior consultant, they gave the senior consultant to do the 2 first days. I was to do the last day. But the GGM said, this is what I don't want to see. There's a reason why I told you to come and start this thing. And I'm not going to listen to anything. I'm going to go there now and call your name. And he went to the front of the class and invited francisokumagba to come up. And when I got there, I told my story the way I'm telling you now. And she left the class and came back and said, do everything. We'll pay the other consultant to you. From there, I've been doing this program for executive management, NMPC, every year. I'm still telling you my story. I started doing business all again. But the confidence came from that church. The networking increased because I now started knowing the people that matter in the church, the people that were donating the highest. I exchanged my cards with them, and that gave me the launching pad to regain what you see today.